Hello, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Stuart Seidel, president, and Lance Whedon, account executive at Alltag. Alltag is an American manufacturer of RF labels and a leading supplier for all other RF, AM, and RFID products designed to help retailers fight shrink. Alltag, founded in 1992, is headquartered in the US and has subsidiaries in the UK and Hong Kong. Alltag specializes in helping retailers source tag their hard goods and apparel, as well as designing unique and customizable EAS tagging solutions that address very specific problems loss prevention executives face today. Stuart and Lance are here to introduce two brand new products. And gentlemen, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us, Gus. Great to be here.
Tell us about this Q-tag, Stuart or Lance.
Well, maybe I'll kick that off. First and foremost, the Q-tag really is not just another EAS tag entering the market. This tag is the most secure, the most versatile, and the most aesthetically pleasing tag that's in the market today. It's going to offer a fantastic ROI based on the attributes that are associated to it, and it really addresses some clear voids in the market that really haven't been solved yet. So that's kind of the top line of the tag.
Such as, what is it?
Well, Stu, you want to?
One of them on the lock side of it. Right now, you could go onto eBay or Amazon and buy a detacher for any tag, any EAS tag that's out there, and allowing shoplifters to go in, or professionals to go in and steal product, or untag and then have someone come behind them and steal. What we're doing, we build a lock that is so unique. It is based on magnetic principle, the release, but it's more of a 360-degree magnet that will allow the tag to be able to be released, but it's very hard to duplicate the detacher that we're using with this tag. So it allows retailers to have the security that they know that someone's not going to walk into their store with that detacher.
Does that require new detachers for the stores?
Absolutely it does.
And how are you overcoming the budget lines on that with everybody having 10 detachers at the registers?
Well, what we're doing is we're selling the detachers at a very small margin and really trying to sell the, to promote the tag, because we know that the detacher being different is, it is a cost part of it, but it's small compared to the return that we see on the tag. And one of the other unique features of the tag is the shape of it. How the shape is it's small, and it's very hard to get leverage on the tag to be able to break it open. Which is, a lot of tags have a pin that's the different size to the tag, and you can get your feet around it and try pulling it apart. So, we're making it so that it's hard to get into the tag. And also the pin on the tag. We're not using a regular pin that's on the tags you see in RF or AM tags. We're using actually a sewing needle. And that allows the pin to go through the garment without breaking the thread. And actually we've demoed it on stockings, where we push the pin right through a package of stockings, and without breaking the any of the threads on the stocking. So it will separate the fabric as it goes through in the individual threads. So it is unique, and it is a higher end tag, and this isn't for every store, but it's for if you want secure, and peace of mind that you're not going to have the tags taken off, and also it cuts down on the damage that is going on with the garment.
And what made you pick the needle type of pen?
We saw this, there's some manufacturers over in Europe that have used this, and so we're bringing it to the United States as a unique feature of having, actually it's like a ballistic rounded head on the needle that, what separates the threads.
The common length of a tag?
Yeah, right, it's the length of the pin is the same. It's just the tip of it is different. And it's a little more expensive to do it that way, but the number, you'll have less damaged garments in the end on it.
And you talk about the 360 magnet circumference. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Inside the detacher, there's magnets going all around the hole where the tag goes in, and that's pulling the lock and opening it a unique way. So we're doing something that's different, that's out in the market, where most detachers now are pulling in one direction. We're pulling in multiple directions. And also, it's not mechanical. There are a lot of mechanical detachers on the market right now, and those mechanical detachers there's always some problem with them breaking down. And this allows you to have the surety of that it'll always work, and also that you're not going to see it coming into your store, to release it. I mean, the detacher itself weighs about 3 pounds, so it's hard to transport because of how much metal is in it. So, I mean, to duplicate it would be very, very difficult.
Will the detacher work on other tags?
Yes, it will work on any magnetic release tag.
Okay.
But to quantify it, 110 pounds of pressure has to release that pin. And so whether people come in with a detacher, a super detacher, a big detacher off of an industrial warehouse, nothing will release that tag. It's just that much stronger than the tags out there today. Another great feature of this tag is that the needs for retailers today, you can fit AM, RF, and RFID into the same tag. Enables retailers where sometimes they're concerned about which tag might be going to which division with a different technology. This is you can have that where you have all 3 platforms within the tag at once. So it makes it much more easy to manage, and doing so really in a very small shell. So we've managed to design it that way where you can incorporate everything into it.
You also mentioned the price point being a little higher.
Yes, but the return on investment is
Yeah,
really where it will come back. And one unique feature is that there's a pin parking on the tag where when you release the pin from the tag, you can put the pin back into a parking station. So the pin and the tag stay together. And the return on investment just to keep the pin and the tag together so it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go through a large box, pull out the pins and the tag separate. People will get stuck when they go into a box to pull them out. It keeps them all together. And also that it fits into our global source tagging program for hard tags, where this will lower the cost because if you can keep the pin and the tag together and then move it back to the vendor, it makes it much easier to to source tag in third world countries.
Absolutely.
Another really cool feature of this that I love is it's got a clear acrylic dome to it. And it's the first tag really that I think marries the loss prevention group to the merchandising group because it solves issues on both sides of the fence, if you will. Obviously a very secure tag, easy to use, but the clear acrylic dome, one, it won't scratch, it won't yellow, but you can use that for branding, whether it's a store brand or a brand that goes into the store. You can put promotional messages underneath it. You can put a deterrent message underneath it. But it's got a sexy look to it. And that's really the first tag we've seen in the market that has that presence, that presentation, yet the security behind it. So it's a good way for the both sides, loss prevention and merchandising to work together on this thing.
Huge rollout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Huge rollout. Good luck with it.
We've
Thank
talked to several large brands, which I won't mention names, but they were absolutely ecstatic about being able to represent their brand on that tag if they have a specific department within a store. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
On that.
You also have a new cosmetic wrap.
Right.
And what prompted you to invent that product?
A retailer asks us to come up with a solution because they're able to return the cosmetics if they're not sold. But if there's an anti-shoplifting label on there, they have to remove it and clean it up before it's returned. They said, how can we be able to have an anti-shoplifting label, AM or RF, on the product, and be able to easily remove it after if we don't sell the merchandise and we return it to the manufacturer? So we came up with an idea of a wrap that has a clear wrap that has an AM or RF label on it, that the part of the label that touches the product is a removable glue. So when you wrap the first wrap around, everything that's touching the product is removable and it won't harm the product, it's easy to remove. But actually we put extra material on, so we wrap around the product a couple times, and what we're doing, we're covering up the AM or RF label, and we're protecting that AM or RF label from being easily picked off the cosmetics. And at the end of the wrap, there's permanent glue, and that permanent glue seals the wrap together to make it hard to pull that back off of the product. And this is something we just filed a patent on, and we've gotten a great response from the retail community here and in Europe on it. That no one's really come up with a solution, to be able to keep the integrity of the product, but also put an anti-shoplifting label on.
So you put a wrap around the actual labels themselves,
Right.
regardless of what label it is.
Yes.
And then seal it at the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Seal at the end.
And it's with a pretty strong film, so it's not a flimsy, just kind of fingernail go through it.
Right.
It's a conscious effort. So, and the big demand we've heard from the marketplace is customers want to preserve the package
Right.
when it goes back to their home for various reasons. Sometimes they want to return it. So it's a product that accommodates the customer and maintains package integrity, but if it goes back to the retailer, they can then reload it, put it back out on the shelf, and you have no degradation of the packaging. So it's kind of solving both sides of that problem.
Yeah, that's
And
exciting.
in the past, EAS labels alone aren't getting the job done. Keepers, while a good product, just too big, bulky, taking up too much space. So this is really an item that addresses cosmetics, perfume, some health and beauty that we've heard from the marketplace. We need something better. So we're real excited about this one too.
And we're also combining branding with that, product also, where on the AMRF label or on the wrap itself, we can put the store name, we can put a security message on the product, which allows, the branding of the product. So you know what store it came from, or you can put on that deterrent message, which is always very, important to put on there, saying that this is electronically protected.
Who does the wrap?
We manufacture the wrap in our factory.
Okay, but who applies it to the box?
Most that would probably be done on the source tagging side. That's a lot of what we do is for products for source tagging, and so most likely that would be done by the manufacturer.
Okay.
Or it would be done at distribution.
Certainly
center.
it could be store
Absolutely.
applied, but we know stores are pretty conscious about the labor factor in the store and applying labels. So, but you could do it at all three: store,
Absolutely.
DC, or manufacturing source tagging.
And it doesn't impact the label's effectiveness
No,
No,
at all.
not at all.
not at all.
And the customer then takes it home because you can still deactivate the label.
Right,
Correct.
exactly. The label can be deactivated and it can be removed at home, or it could be just left on the product. So,
Exciting, 2 new products.
yes.
2 new products and really driven from market demand, what we've heard from our customers and prospects. So everybody wants something new that solves a problem, and these 2 will definitely address several of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else in 2018 you see coming, Stuart?
Well, we see it's going to be a good year. Retailers ended the year last year on a high, and it seems like 2018 is going to be a good year, for the anti-shoplifting side of the business. So.
Well, with the tax bill coming out and
Right.
more money in the pockets of consumers,
Yes.
we certainly hope the first couple of quarters are good.
Right, exactly.
Whether we see that in the fourth quarter is another thing.
Right.
Because that money will be gone.
Well, hope for another good Christmas.
Yeah, well,
But-
That's right.
There might have been some pent-up frustration for this Christmas.
Right.
I don't necessarily want to give it Trump's advantage there,
Right.
but or impact. But you don't know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter.
No question about that.
never
It
do.
was
can
a
tell the
trying
future.
year.
Right.
Never do. That's
It
right.
was a trying year.
It's always a variable.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thanks for being here today.
Thanks
Thanks for
Gus.
having us. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching. And until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.